Hello, my name is Ryan Teeters. I work for LexTech, and today I will be discussing the available online resources related to AFGROW and its products. So I want to cover some of the different online areas where AFGROW users or potential customers can find information that they may need, and this will include taking a look at the AFGROW website, our YouTube channel, and our social media pages. In addition to this, I'd also like to talk about some of the common scenarios where the online resources are going to be useful. This will include talking about where you can find more information about AFGROW, where and how you can download AFGROW, where you can learn more about the AFGROW.com interface, and finally, where you can learn more about the AFGROW plugin interface. Going over where these resources are and how you can use them is going to provide users with a better idea of how to find this information and how they can get help if they need it in regards to AFGROW. So I'd like to start out with our website, which is AFGROW.net, the URL for which is at the top of the slide. AFGROW.net is going to be the best place to go for general information on AFGROW and the AFGROW-related products. And so this is going to include AFGROW itself, Spectrum Manager, and AFMAT. So in addition to being a hub of information regarding AFGROW, the site is also going to be the only place to download the installation packages, manuals, white papers, and other reports for the aforementioned AFGROW products. The site also hosts AFMAT, which is our online material database for our licensed users. The website contains information and registration information for upcoming AFGROW-related events. There's our blog, which has news and updates related to AFGROW. There's a page with proceedings of past workshops and the associated documents that went along with it. And finally, the site hosts our damage tolerance design handbook. So next I'm going to talk about the way that the AFGROW website is split up depending on the user. There are public access pages, which anybody can see when they visit the site. There are password protected pages that are going to require a registered MyAFGROW account in order to access. And finally, there are portions of the website that are only accessible when you have that MyAFGROW account with current maintenance for AFGROW. So first I want to talk about these public access pages. The majority of the AFGROW website is public access, with the notable exception of access to the MyAFGROW account associated area of the site, which I'll discuss in a little bit. You will find AFGROW-related documents, including important presentations, as well as frequently asked questions under the Support tab. Presentations from past AFGROW user workshops can be found under the User Workshop tab. The Products tab has product information pages with brief explanations for AFGROW, Spectrum Manager, and AFMAT. The blog page contains development updates and other AFGROW-related news. The AFGROW website also has event information under the User Workshop tab, and this is where you can find information and dates for upcoming AFGROW events, including training and workshop events, both domestic and the European training. And finally, the Damage Tolerance Design Handbook is available without an account in the Applications tab. So next we'll move on to the password protected pages, which is with a registered account, you're able to see the MyAFGROW tab, and from this tab, you can see it highlighted in yellow below on the slide. The tab is going to link to a downloads page where users can download past and current AFGROW releases, and this page also has product manuals and other publications available for download. The MyAFGROW tab also grants a preview of AFMAT, however, the database cannot be accessed fully without current maintenance being activated on this registered account. And so finally, we're going to talk about these pages that are license restricted. So users with a registered account and current maintenance for AFGROW are going to gain full access to AFMAT, which is the fracture mechanics database that I talked about earlier. So now that we've discussed the AFGROW website, the next online resource I want to talk about is our YouTube channel. The URL provided is a link to our YouTube channel where we post a few different types of content. So this content is going to include update videos with new product features, as well as tutorials for getting started and using AFGROW in some unique scenarios. A registered YouTube account is going to be able to subscribe to this channel in order to keep up to date on new releases and tutorials that we create for our AFGROW users. And these videos are going to be organized in convenient playlists. So whether or not you are subscribed, it's going to be easy to find the content that you want to watch, whether that's release notes or an AFGROW tutorial. AFGROW-related information can also be found on our social media, which is going to include Facebook and LinkedIn pages. Our Facebook page is primarily for AFGROW-related announcements, but also contains some company pictures and information, as well as interesting news articles in the same technological field as AFGROW. Our LinkedIn page also has AFGROW-related announcements, as well as LexTech-related announcements. This is a good way to connect with some of the members of the AFGROW team at LexTech. So if you're looking to learn more about AFGROW, the best way to start learning is to head to our YouTube page. Our YouTube channel is going to be the best way to start learning AFGROW because it has tutorial videos that allow you to visually track the processes and follow along. And these tutorials can be found on the aforementioned tutorials playlist that we have set up, and more general information about the capabilities, usage, and history of AFGROW can also be found in the URLs provided in this slide. Next, there are many technical documents that are available on the AFGROW website. To learn more about AFGROW, Spectrum Manager, or AFMAT, you can check out each of their respective product pages on the website. And these product pages are available for everybody, but only registered users are going to have the option to actually download from these pages. The AFGROW Capabilities page is another website resource that contains a lot of general information on the usage and functionality of AFGROW. And finally, the current version of AFGROW and the associated information can be found at the URL provided. You can also compare the different versions of AFGROW on this page. So next I want to talk about downloading and installing AFGROW. AFGROWnet is the only place where you're going to be able to download AFGROW, but only registered users are going to be able to do so. The included image highlights where you can register if you've never done so before. That's in the top right of the website screen. So once registration is complete, a confirmation email is sent to you, and the user gains access to the My AFGROW page on the website. Here you can download the AFGROW installation instructions as well as the current version of AFGROW, and the instructions also include necessary information for generating host ID, requesting a license, and this step is only going to be necessary to run AFGROW, not to actually download it. The installation instructions are going to be the best resource to help new users download and get started using AFGROW. So next I want to talk more about learning to use the AFGROW interface. The website does have some resources for users trying to learn more about this interface. So users with a registered account are going to be able to download the AFGROW manual with examples from the My AFGROW section of the website. So again, users with a registered account are going to be able to download these documents and get started there. You can also learn more about the AFGROW interface on YouTube. This is going to provide a video option, and the URL link provided is going to take you to the aforementioned YouTube playlist, and the individual URLs provided are going to guide you to the corresponding videos for AFGROW interface. Next, we're going to see the resources for learning more about the AFGROW plugin interface. For users looking to learn more about the AFGROW plugin interface, there are a few website resources available on the AFGROW website. The links shown will direct you to our website's 2011 workshop page, where there were a couple of presentations regarding this plugin interface. You can download these documents there. And here are a couple more URL links for additional plugin interface support, including a link to a presentation from the 2016 user workshop and a link to a document on the related documents page on building AFGROW plugins. Again, the presentation and documents both are available for download. So at this point, I have covered all of the online resources that are available to find information about AFGROW and its products, as well as some links to important sections within these resources. So I'd like to take this time now to thank you for watching. I hope that this video has been helpful and that you are now a little bit better prepared to find information about AFGROW or help using it or its products. Thanks.